You are watching the Doctress official podcast. You mentioned one thing about, changes, health changes during pregnancy and feeding.
Because the medicine itself is a lengthy course. By the time they finish MBBS, it's not enough.
Yeah.
They need to do post-graduation.
Yeah.
Followed by that, some specialization, some fellowships. You need to prioritize first things.
Yeah.
So once you are done with your studies, you plan for it. Otherwise, if you want to plan at a later date,
Exactly.
these days we have an egg freezing technologies and all.
The body changes, complete body changes that happen after pregnancy. There are some things nowadays called as mommy makeover.
You need not be in a hurry to do that in a 3 months, 4 months. I need to be like that, like
Yes,
the size 2, size 0. No.
Outside, the whole idea on doctors is like, doctor
marrying
get
a
ready,
doctor.
marry a doctor. Then that is what we are very actively trying to break, ma'am. Because if you ask younger generations, anyone who will you date,
yes,
any,
yes.
we are saying we don't want to date doctors.
In our days, it's the same thing like what you said, marry a doctor, the same thing. They have to, according to times, they have to change and they are changing
That is
also.
good. To a doctor who has just entered motherhood or who is pregnant, to a new mother, female doctor, what is one piece of advice you can give?
Take a chill pill.
I want to know your, opinion or your idea on motherhood.
As any female who has achieved so much in her life,
Yes.
if you ask them what was the precious moment in their life, one thing most of them will answer, when I have my first child in my hand.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Geetika. You are watching the Doctress official podcast, and today we have with us Dr. Sneha, gynecologist. We both have sat down today to address very important topics that concern female doctors. One being our motherhood, how female doctors manage being a healthcare professional and being a superhero at home. That is one thing. And we are also going to address the most important topic that few young female doctors, me myself, have this question mark in head of when or how can the young doctors ka pregnancy journey start, and what are the hurdles that we face and how we can get through with them. So let's hear from Dr. Sneha ma'am. Ma'am, please give a few words of introduction of yourself.
Hi Geetika, nice meeting you. My name is Sneha. I'm a OB/GYN specialist here, practicing since 25 years.
Okay.
I graduated from Guntur Medical College, one of the top colleges from
Yes,
Andhra and
nice,
Telangana in those
nice.
days. So I'm practicing in Hyderabad since 25 years.
Very nice, very nice. So nice to meet you, doctor.
Thank
So I want to know your, opinion or your idea on motherhood. First, let's start from that.
Yeah.
Is it like something personal to you? Just tell us about that.
If you ask any female who has achieved so much in her life,
Yes.
if you ask them what was the precious moment in their life, one thing most of them will answer, when I have my first child in my hands. That is the precious moment.
That
Most
is.
of the females who had children will say, not only the doctors, for
Yes,
most of the
yes.
females. For me also, that's the same thing. That's my precious thing in my
That is
life.
very
One
nice.
thing I cherish very much.
That's good. Please tell us about how your motherhood journey or your pregnancy journey has been while you are working in the clinic and while you were handling your own patients. Please tell us a little bit about that.
Mine is little bit different because my son is born after almost like 6 years of my marriage.
Okay, okay.
So in this case also, like what I'm going to tell you, if you marry late, after late 20s, early 30s, getting pregnancy itself is a difficulty these days. Then followed by that, complications during pregnancy will be more.
Yes.
It will be even more in doctors because of the
okay.
stress they go through in their daily life
Understandable.
and irregular work schedules they have.
Understandable.
Especially OB/GYN like ours.
Yeah.
They have to rush whenever the patient calls, whenever there is a need. So like
Understandable.
there is no timing for ourselves
Yes.
and for our kids, nothing like that. So in my case also the same thing happened. I was in post graduation when I got married.
Okay, yeah.
So I had to finish my post graduation, followed by that status hospital. I'll be busy in that. I was busy in those
Yeah,
things
yes,
only.
yes.
Then followed by pregnancy.
Yes.
Then I had a C-section because my son
Okay.
is a breech.
Okay.
So I went through all those things.
Okay.
But luckily, because of the support of my family members, my house helps, they were there. They are there till today
Yes,
with me
yes.
from then to today.
That is
So
nice.
I like could able to cross
Was
all
able
those
to do
things,
that.
difficulties
Yes,
and
yes,
all.
yes.
But the difficulties that the doctors face are at par with the normal any other. They'll be more than the other people. Than more
Exactly.
than any other normal female.
Yes,
They'll have
yes.
more. Because one more thing is we know the knowledge. We have the knowledge of all the
Exactly.
complications.
Yes, yes,
Instead
yes.
of
That is
thinking
true.
about the better possibility, we always think about the worst
What the next
possibilities
is the
in that
adverse
case.
effect. We list them, all of them.
Yeah. So that's why we always think about the worst possibilities. This might happen, this might happen, and we'll go through that stress also during
Yes.
pregnancy. Followed by that, child care will be a difficult caring of a neonate, followed by infant. I'll tell my worst experience one.
Oh, yes,
Not
yes.
worst,
Please do.
but
Yes.
I remember till today. Whenever you start feeding your child,
Yeah.
the call will come.
Ah, okay.
He'll drink drop by drop
Okay.
milk. The patients will be shouting only.
Yes.
I keep on like I used to leave them there, half bottle, leave them
Oh,
there, and I'll
yeah.
go attend the patient. Sometimes if I come back, I see them vomited all through their face,
Oh,
vomiting. Then I
yeah.
felt like guilt will be there.
Of course.
Guilt was there in that time, but that is what I could able to do in those days.
Yes, yes. That would have been hard to see
Yeah.
that because we as doctors, it's like the nurturing thing is there at home,
Yeah.
and with our patients also we try to do that, right?
Yes.
So it's very hard to choose one.
Yeah.
If we choose one, the guilt on the other
Yeah,
is also there.
that's there.
That is there.
And the
So,
patients also, they also will come with that in that conditions only.
exactly.
They need our face. I can't
Yes,
say like somebody else will see you. No.
exactly.
They'll say like I came for you.
Yeah.
Why should I see somebody else?
It's almost like having the two children kind of thing.
Yeah.
Our patients are comfortable with us.
Yes. You
So,
need to
you
be
can
at two places in the same time, not possible. We need to
exactly.
sacrifice some. So sometimes this, sometimes that I did.
Yes, that is so respectful, man. Yes. Is there any, unique traditions or something that you followed with your children once they crossed their infancy and once they were, starting to talk and they were clingy to you, or they could notice the time and everything. When they could notice that, is there some things you used to do, like games or something, some traditions to make
No,
with that?
luckily, I had to say like I was there whatever they want, whenever they want, I was there for my children. I don't have any regrets regarding that matter.
Okay.
I have so many regrets regarding my profession, but not regarding my
Okay.
regarding my children. Like I was there whenever they want. I used to leave
Yeah.
anything. I
It's
left
nice.
my DNB also for them
Okay, okay.
during that children. So these are the sacrifices I'm saying that we have to go through
Yes.
sometimes.
But
And whenever I go to hospital and whenever I come back, they'll be running from this corner to
yes.
that corner of my house to receive
Yes.
me.
Yeah, exactly.
So those are the cherished moments for me.
That is true. That is true. If there is any one advice you can give to, newly mothers, female doctor mothers who are going through the same guilt or who are trying to make time out of their practice for their children, if you think of any one advice or any one small thing that you want to say to
One
them.
thing I say like, see, time is the same for
Yeah.
you. It will be like 24 hours only. Like
Yes.
you don't feel guilty or you don't feel like you are losing something instead of this one. But when you take the children, your presence is very, very important in their life.
Exactly.
And one more thing is, if you have, that's what I'm saying, good support system. You need a good support system. When you are pregnant itself, you make it. Make it a good support system, reliable thing.
Okay.
These days, reliability also is very. You can't
Yes,
leave your
yes.
child on some unknown maids.
Yes.
So you need to develop that support system, and followed by that you need to take little break
Yeah,
from your
true,
work, at
true.
least that maternity
Might
leave
be.
kind of thing, which is not there for doctors.
Yeah, it's not
They'll
there.
work till the time of delivery, then followed by that after 1 week also they go to work.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
take little bit of time for yourself. That's what I learned. That's what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
experienced. Even I ran like that only, here, there, after 2 months of the pregnancy. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it these days.
Yes,
So
yes.
take a little bit break,
Yeah.
enjoy your motherhood for at least few months,
Yes, yes.
let the child stabilize, take the good support system, have a reliable support system,
True, true, true.
take a few hours for your child, definitely for the day. In a day, 24 hours, at least you need to take at least minimum to 8 to 10 hours you need to spend with your child in the initial days. After 3.5 years, they'll go to school anyhow.
Exactly.
So
That's
in
what.
that
That's what.
meantime, but definitely your career will take a setback in those days.
Yes, yes.
But you need to cope up with it, and you need to work more later.
Yes, yes, that's what. So the thing you said about taking time, taking break, the maternity leave thing is very good, because I feel sometimes we think ki, sometimes we put a lot of pressure on
Yeah,
ourselves
that's what I'm saying.
also.
Don't take that pressure. Don't take that pressure,
Exactly.
because you don't enjoy this motherhood either.
Yeah,
If you feel that is
that's
pressure,
what.
that pressure you don't enjoy here, you don't work there 100%. In your
Exactly.
workplace also, you can't put your mind 100%.
Yes.
So don't take that. Don't do that. At least
Yes.
for that, that's what I'm saying. You need to be financially dependent. So if you stop working, be financially independent, not
That is
be
very
dependent.
important.
Be independent.
Very important.
Then make a strong mind. Like nothing is going to happen. After 6 months, I go back, I'll work.
Yes, yes.
Don't worry about that. And support. Take a support from
Support
your.
system.
And take care of your health in the meantime.
Oh,
Because
that's very
during
important.
pregnancy, you'll go into osteoporosis, and all these problems will be there. Your bones will become weak, and you'll be nourishing the child.
Yeah.
So all deficiencies will be there. To get good breast milk also, you need to take a proper rest.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you won't get the breast milk to feed the child. So do all these things.
That is
Take
also
good care
there.
of the baby.
Yes.
Then whatever time is left, you go and work. Your entire life will be there to work later.
That is true. That is true. That is true. So that's what one point we'll stress to our viewers also. Like it, you are a strong, independent woman in the hospital, which is very good and very true. But you should not be feeling guilty to taking time for yourself
For
and your
yourself.
own kid.
Yes.
Because every one of us, irrespective of doctors, all the other people also, me time in the day is very
No,
important.
I have
right?
seen so many doctors' children who are blaming their parents
Huh.
for being not there in their early childhood. I have seen.
Yeah, that is another thing. If we go a little bit deeper into subject, we have studied child psychology also a little bit, how it shapes them when there is a no presence
Yes.
in the early years, right?
Yeah. I
All
noticed
the-
that. I watched it from very close quarters. So, like, I know that pain also
Yes.
from the child side.
That's what they develop, the parafunctional habits and a lot of things
That's true.
also,
That's
right?
true.
That is also there. Okay, so you mentioned one thing about changes, health changes during pregnancy and feeding. Can you give a few tips on how we can manage the physical health and also the mental health while pregnancy?
Because the medicine itself is a lengthy course. By the time they finish MBBS, it's not enough.
Yeah.
They need to do post graduation.
Yeah.
Followed by that, some specialization, some fellowship, somewhere some training, some
That is
experience.
what.
They'll become 30 plus these days by the time they become mothers.
Exactly.
Almost like 34, 35. People are coming after 36 also for treatments, infertility
yes.
treatments. So, advanced maternal age will lead to complications even during pregnancy.
Okay.
During pregnancy, like miscarriage rates will be more. Congenital anomalies in the baby will be more.
Yeah.
Mother with hypertension, diabetes complications will be more. IUGR babies, small term babies will be more. These risks will be more.
Yes.
So you need to prioritize first things.
Yeah.
So once you are done with your studies, you plan for it. Otherwise, if you want to plan at a later date,
Exactly.
these days we have an egg freezing technologies and all. Freeze the eggs and plan whenever you are free
That
and
is
go
also
with the
there.
pregnancy.
Yeah.
These complications are very, very important to look when you are postponing your pregnancy.
Yes. I see that, because I personally can say that we have to complete our post graduation. Yes, after that there's a window of getting into practice where we
Yeah.
are in that zeal, right? So what can we do if at all the pregnancy is getting delayed by all of these factors? How can we protect our health, or like make our body so
Yeah.
that we are ready for even tiny bit of a late pregnancy? Can you tell us some food or health or tips or something like that?
Healthy lifestyle for that. That means like what you are eating is important. How much exercise you are doing, physical exercise.
Yeah.
How much of yoga or meditation you are doing for your mental health.
Yes.
And followed by that rest
Yes.
and stress-free life. That's what is there for any patient. We are saying the same thing.
Same
Even that
thing.
applies to doctors either.
Exactly.
So maintain these things, look into your health, but still if you do all these things also, after 30 fertility rates slowly decline, after 35 they rapidly decline.
Okay.
So you have to make this in your mind. You have to make up your mind like after 30 it declines. After 35 it rapidly declines. So you decide according to that. If you plan after 30, plan after 30. If you are like postponing even after 30s, 35s, better you freeze your eggs and plan it at a later date.
Okay.
And one more thing is, these days we are seeing most of the females, not most I would say,
Yeah.
many cases we are getting of early menopause, means that is before 40. Premature
Okay.
menopause we are getting, that is
Okay.
even before like even early, we are seeing in
the
some girls,
late 30s.
the girls like I'm
Okay.
talking 21, 22, 23, they have a menopause.
Oh, that is something new.
That is
Yeah.
an ovarian, premature ovarian failure.
Okay.
So the ovaries stop functioning. So better you check yourself for all these things before you postpone the pregnancy. To freeze your eggs also, you need to have eggs inside.
Yes.
So first we need to go into that, like medical matters also. We need to check ourselves, keep like everything is fine, then make when to take the pregnancy, when you want to have all these things according. And one more thing is, it's not a single decision.
Yes.
Your spouse is also involved in this. So,
And like you said before, support system and everything
Yeah.
also we have to.
So sit down, talk, and then decide.
Yes.
And take these things into mind before taking any decision.
That is true, because that is what is happening, because me with my friends or the people I see of our age also, it takes time to first settle in the
Yeah.
financially and education and all, and then plan, right? So yes, I understand what you have said. Now we will try to move on to other topics. So what can, like I said, as a young female doctor who is trying to conceive, who is very confused, comes to the hospital, or they try to choose the hospital, what can hospitals or institutions do better to help such doctors looking into pregnancy, or even doctors who are pregnant and have their delivered and this thing?
Like me, who have their own setups and all, I can take a call
Yeah.
to take a break from my work whenever I want to work, in what hours I want to. But I don't think everybody will have that same like facility of like, if they're working in the corporates or working somewhere else as a doctors, but they need to get a maternity leave.
Yes.
At least 6 months.
Yes.
2 months before, 4 months after, or 3 months before, 3 months after the delivery. This is the minimum period everywhere in the world the females are getting,
everywhere.
but not in Hyderabad. Not in Hyderabad means in
not in
India.
our India.
Private setups. I'm saying not the government setups.
Yeah.
Private setups, they are not giving that break to the doctors. It's not a paid leave they are taking. If they take a maternity leave also, it's without salary they are taking. So nobody will take that risk. So they come early to the hospitals immediately after delivery. They get stressed out because of both the functions they are doing, like as a doctor and as a mother, as a wife. So you need to cook, clean, care, cure, everything you need to do in one go.
Yes.
So they easily get stressed out.
Yes.
So I request the hospitals
We do,
at
we
least
do.
to look into that matter.
Yes.
Give a paid holiday, not a holiday, paid maternity leave
Leave.
to the doctors working in their setups. At least.
We do request the institutions a lot.
I think all the doctors has to raise their voice
Yes, we have to.
regarding
We have
this.
to put forth this because, like you said,
Yeah.
every other field,
Every other field, every other
But-
sector has this maternity leave.
Yes,
Even they are getting the paternity leave these days.
yes,
They're extending the leave to the fathers also.
Yes,
during
but
that.
whereas we are the ones who need it more.
Yeah, we are the ones who are giving that support to others, but not getting that for ourselves.
Exactly, that is what is happening with us doctors a lot.
And we don't raise our eyes also to get that.
That's what the nurturing, the care thing is seeping into everything.
No, the one problem is doctors will have that guilt, like if I don't go for 6 months, then what will happen later? Somebody will take my place, or somebody,
is true.
I'll be lacking somewhere, I'll be behind them.
true.
So these people only will run forward.
Exactly.
They want to go forward and forward, so they have that in their mind. So I can't take a break, I have to go as earlier. That's one good thing is like you need to be active.
Yes,
in your life. Taking rest doesn't mean that you are lying on the bed all the day.
That is
so you
one
need
true
to be
thing.
active even after the delivery also. You need to be active. Active, take care of yourself, get back to your shape. That is a one big challenge these days because of the social media. One actress has become size 0 after 4 months. Everybody wants to be like that. Even we get the patients asking, madam, like even after 6 months I have this fat. That fat means like it's not like what you see in the social media. It's not possible. So that also they need to keep in the mind.
Yes. That is another
Don't take that pressure, social media pressure into your lives.
That is very important. That is another thing. The body changes, complete body changes that happen after pregnancy. There are some things nowadays called as mommy makeover. I don't know if you have heard it. You must have heard it. It's like getting your body back to the shape. Pre-pregnancy shape. Which is again very hard and very tough. It's not like one thing.
Take your time even for that also. Take your time. Do it slowly. You'll achieve the goal definitely.
Exactly.
But you need not be in a hurry to do that in a 3 months, 4 months. I need to be like that, like the size 2, size 0. No, not like that. That's what I'm saying. You need to be active. Stay active physically. And be calm and composed mentally.
That is what be the tagline that we have to take home tagline kind. That is very nice. Okay. Let's in the beginning, I think you have mentioned like a huge negative thing that you saw about the kids, the thing. Can you say something positive? What was one moment you felt like it was all very worth it? And we just want to hear like a small cute story or something.
Regarding my children, like I have so many experiences. What you have said is they're always clingy to you. They'll be holding my hand. No, not like that. Even though I'm there for them 24/7, they're very active. That's what I'm saying. They are very active. They go out. While meeting new people also, they don't get afraid of that. They are like they could able to acclimatize to any circumstances. So that's what I'm saying. That is the positive thing.
That is
because they are very confident. Because they know my mom is there. She'll protect me. Whatever is there. If they try to go somewhere else, they know that she's there. She'll look after me. They don't like be cautious or always holding back or standing behind me. No, nothing like that. They're always go forward. They're like even my son, my daughter, everybody, they are very active. They can mingle with people, they can adjust to circumstances, they can do all the things. And thanks to my parents also, their role in bringing up my children, because they were also there all through their childhood.
That is so nice.
Taking care of them is a good thing. Because they learn few things from the elders also.
Exactly.
That's
the thing that you said. We can link it like we feel ki if the mother or the mother or the parent presence is not there in the child's life, you said your child also is acclimatized to
Yeah.
used to outside
Yeah.
things, and they can mingle easily.
Yeah,
is
they
what
can
you
mingle
said.
easily and they don't feel afraid or
Yes, yes,
ashamed
yes.
or like hiding behind or nothing like that,
Yeah.
because they have not seen those kind of conditions.
Okay, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
because I make sure like they don't expose to such kind of things.
Yes,
So if they have any trauma in the childhood, it will be there throughout their life.
that will be
I
that.
tried my best. I tried my best. I don't know whether I had done it 100%
That
or
will
not.
come out in the adulthood.
Yeah. I tried my best for them to do whatever like we can
Yes,
give
yes, yes.
to support emotionally. I'm not saying that the materialistic things.
Yeah.
To support them emotionally whenever they are sick, we'll be there by their side. So all these things I did.
That is what.
Because that's what I have seen people who are complaining for their parents'
Exactly.
absence in their childhood.
Yes.
So I don't want to do that.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
want to be in that mode later in my life.
Yes. So the main important thing we have to see here is that along with time, you have said one thing which caught me, ma'am. You have to provide the safety and show the safety.
Yes.
So when the safety is there, if the time should also be there, you have to spend quality time with them. But when the child knows that they are safe, they'll be ready to mingle and acclimatize to newer situations.
Yeah, that's what. The mentally, the child is
Mentally.
also like very healthy.
Exactly.
Yeah, these things we are seeing these days, no, so many traumas
Autism,
because
ADHD, all of that.
and the attacks on children, the maids doing and all.
Oh, that
These
is
are
so
also the
bad.
things we need to keep in mind while leaving the child,
Exactly.
like at daycares and all.
Yes.
These things we need to keep in mind. And that's why I'm
That
saying
is
like you need a support system, reliable one.
Exactly.
You need a reliable one.
And as you keep talking about the support system, we can, get into the dual doctor parenthood thing, because a lot of outside the whole idea on doctors is like doctor
marrying
get
a
ready,
doctor.
doctor marry a doctor, then बच्चा पैदा करो, make
उसको
that
भी
बच्चा
doctor
doctor
करो.
बनाओ, उसका भी doctor से शादी करो. But that is one thing I want to interject is that is what we are very actively trying to break, ma'am. Because if you ask younger generations, anyone who will you date any,
Yes. They're
we are
not
saying we don't
that,
want to date doctors only.
That's true.
we are
That's
saying.
true. Change. Days
Yes.
have changed now. Not like previous days. Doctors marry a doctor. बच्चा पैदा करो उसको भी डॉक्टर करो वैसा नहीं है अभी.
That is what. How was it with you?
In our days, it's the same thing like what you said. Marry a doctor. The same thing. Same thing happened. But luckily, my husband is like. He is a little bit supportive in taking care of the child. What I'm saying is in taking care of the child in the late in the nights, because we do OBGYN. So almost the delivery patients will come in the late in the nights only. They'll come with the pains 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and they'll deliver in the morning 5, 6, 7 o'clock. So in those times and all, he used to take care of the child. In that way, I'm lucky enough. Like he used
we
to take
need
care
more of
the
that
child.
energy from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even the fathers are also changing these days.
Yeah.
They become more hands-on. They're taking care of the child. They're feeding, changing diapers, giving them the bath, making them sleep. Even the men have changed a lot these days.
They have to.
They have to. According to times, they have to change, and they are changing
That is
also.
good. That is good.
It's not always like feministic. Even the men are changing. We have to accept that.
We have to find the balance.
Yeah.
It's not like men or women. We just have to find the
then
balance.
only it will become the society will become like a normal. It will run a normal society.
Exactly. That's what. So you know how some families and some women, some families, because family influence is also there,
some
and
people
some
in particular.
women, they want to have more number of children. They still do. That is still happening. The number.
But we also should not take it as a taboo these days. These days, because it's a personal choice altogether, but it should not be a forcible choice.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
That is
if the mother wants and the husband wants, like they both decide to have a kid, we have to accept it.
Exactly.
It's not like a force from the society or from the family members or from the elders. You need to have 3 babies or you need to have 4 children.
And then the
2
gender,
boys in that should be there.
also.
Gender discrimination. These things should not be there. We should not encourage such things, and we have to educate the people. The more number of victims for this, families are in the rural areas. So we need to educate them. We need to educate the elder people, elder members of the family, like what they'll suffer later, how they raise their kids with that financial constraints and all, with their compromised health of the mother. They face difficulties in raising those children. So we need to educate the elders in the family also.
That's what.
So this is one thing we have to address definitely.
It's like the doctor, if you're taking a consultation, our responsibility doesn't end at treatment planning and leaving. We have
not
to do
simply writing the medication, throwing the prescription, not like that. We have to like try to educate at least a few people. In 1,000, if you change one also, that will be enough.
Exactly.
That will be enough.
That is what we are trying to do.
We are trying to do. And they'll change the next generation. That 1% will change the next generation, at least.
So, like you said, the times are changing a lot, and there are a lot of different families. There are a lot of different families. Nuclear family,
from joint to nuclear to
joint to
single
nuclear,
parent,
single parents, single mothers without partner, without
marriage,
without
marriage, they want to become a mother. They want to become mother. That's also a beautiful experience for them. Who doesn't want to have that baggage of the marriage and taking care of the husband and their families? Who doesn't want all that? But they want to have a motherhood. They are also going like surrogacy methods and adoption methods to have to experience the motherhood for a single parent.
What would like one advice you can give to them if they are in our viewers? I hope they get validated too.
It's a good experience, but I personally feel they need to have both mother and father's love. But even a mother can replace a father in his absence, and a father also can replace a mother in some cases in their absence. But if the child gets both the parents attend, love and all attention, and they shape up differently at a later date. That is my personal feeling. I don't generalize it. But if you decide like not to get married and have a child, yes, that's a beautiful thing.
That's
you can
a beautiful
go ahead.
thing also. You can do that.
You can do that. You can do that. You have to do that. You have to experience that.
The child just needs to get proper love, irrespective of from where or from which. Or
if the single parent also could able to nurture them, could able to make them grow in the right direction, make them as a responsible citizens to the society. That's a great thing. That's a great thing.
All that we need is that the child should be properly loved, and so we encourage the single parenthood also.
We need to accept that also, their choice also.
Yes.
Because of these same-sex marriages are coming up these days.
This is also a very thing that we have to add.
The government has legalized those things also. They want to have children. They have children through the surrogacy methods or some other methods of artificial reproductive technologies they use, and they become parents. And they are also like taking care of the child very well. They have to take care of the child very well, even more than the normal parents.
Irrespective of the type of family, be it two same gender or only one parent, we just want everyone to experience it and the child to be loved well.
The central point should be the children. The child.
Exactly.
The child.
Like that.
Everything has to revolve around them. Make sure they are physically, mentally and socially responsible.
Yes.
That should be the main goal of raising a children. Not like I'm feeding them, leaving them on the roads, not like I'm giving all the materialistic enjoyment. That does not mean that you are a good mother or the father. Make them responsible. Make them learn empathy.
Exactly.
Make them financially independent and make them like responsible citizen basically.
Yes.
Then only it will be helpful to the society, and you will have that satisfaction.
Yes, materialistic things, like you said, I just wanted to, it can actually give the opposite effect on the child, right? As they grow up, they might feel that ego, everything.
Giving materialistic things also, you need to teach them all these things. Equally important. These are more important than those things. Though they can enjoy the materialistic things, it's important to show the other things also in the society. They need to learn other things also. How to be a part of the society. So we need to teach them. then only you can proudly say I'm a mother, or I can
Yes,
proudly
yes.
say like I'm a parent to that
Exactly,
child.
exactly. And also we have to pay attention to the minor details that the child does, I feel like.
Yeah.
That is where we understand how they are growing and
How we
how it
can
is
do that?
going.
How we can do that until unless you spend time with them.
True. True, true,
You
true.
need to spend more time with them. Then you can pick out the small changes.
Micro details.
Every day he's active. Why this day he is dull?
Yes, yes, yes.
While coming from school, he used to tell me everything. Why not today?
Yes, those are very important.
If you spend time, then only you can pick up all these things.
Exactly.
Either you or someone at the home
Yes,
should be
yes,
there
yes.
who replaces your place in that.
Yes.
Grandparents or somebody reliable support system, or somebody should be there to understand the child at an
Yes,
early age.
yes. To monitor these small changes.
Monitor these small changes.
Because if those changes go unnoticed, they grow and they develop into something else.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So yes, like you said before, just a small example. Every day the child is telling me, but today they are not telling. We have to see those minor changes, because who knows, something might have happened.
Might have happened in the school or somewhere in the bus or something like that. Is the reason why we need to spend more time with the child,
Yes,
so that they feel like comfortable with us, opening up what is there, what is happening outside, what they went through and all. They'll open up and they'll tell us the truth. Then we can do something
about
to fix it.
Because a lot of abuse and everything is sometimes it might not be clearly visible. It might be visible in the micro changes, so the small things that you have to notice. And
we are seeing all these things. These cases are increasing these days.
yes,
The basic thing is both the parents are running. Both the parents are running to work. So these are the changes that are happening because of that.
The micro details, we just need to keep check on the details. Yes.
Though you're working, you after coming from your work at night, at least you may talk to the child.
Yes.
At least for some time.
Yes.
Ask them how they are feeling. Ask them they need any help.
Exactly.
All these things we need to do even after working also. Like if we are working, giving money is not there, you cannot, like, your duty is not finished.
Exactly. That's what we have a saying in our field. If you clearly listen to the patient, they themselves give you the diagnosis. If you clearly listen to your child, they themselves will give you the problem. That's it.
That's true. For everything, time is the most precious thing on earth is time.
Giving time and
giving
receiving
time is important. Giving time is important. For us also, it's the precious thing is time.
It is.
For us as a parent also, the time is running out.
Yes. Okay, ma'am. So to come to a conclusion, let's do a small, quick, rapid fire, fun kind of thing.
Sure.
Let's do like one sentence kind of thing from on the top of your head that you can say. Okay. The first question: what is one takeaway advice or one single advice that you would give to a doctor who has just entered motherhood or who is pregnant, to a new female doctor? What is one piece of advice you can give?
Take a chill pill.
That was very nice. That was very nice. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is, what is one piece of advice you would give to a young female doctor, maybe like me, who wants to have kids but also does not want to miss out on the years?
Egg freezing.
Sorry?
Egg freezing is the better option if you are not planning now, like early. If you're planning later and if you are not sure of that decision also.
Yes.
Freeze your eggs.
That is also very nice. Okay, next thing. What is if you could go back to your younger self during your pregnancy journey or motherhood journey, what is one advice you could give to your younger self?
Yeah, that's what. Being a doctor, I always thought of the worst possibilities, worst complications during the pregnancy.
This is also very nice. Yes.
I don't want to do that. I shouldn't have done that. I was always worried preterm, whether I deliver preterm, whether I deliver a premature baby or a low birth weight baby, or if it is all these complications.
Being a gynec, I am getting these thoughts in my head. You would have sat in your own ultrasound room.
Yeah.
Maybe.
In my own ultrasound room. And these are the things I need to, I shouldn't have done it that much of thinking. I thought it like all the worst complications, worst possibilities.
Don't jump to the
and
worst
that is
scenarios.
yeah, don't do that. Don't do
Don't
that.
jump to the worst.
99% everything will happen coolly
Yes,
only
yes,
and
yes.
normally only. Like compare yourself with the other patients as it is.
Yes.
Nothing will happen. We don't take the advice that we give to the other patients. We don't imply it to ourselves. We just keep on giving to them.
That's nice. Okay, so the next one. What is one advice you would give to the any younger, female when it comes to pregnancy, when they are thinking about adoption or this or that, the IVF, like you said, egg freezing, or like who's just very confused and has a big question mark on their head about this.
If they are planning like early in their 20s, late 20s, below 30s, yes, they can go naturally, smooth, normal pregnancies, normal deliveries. If you're planning to have a pregnancy at a later date, or you're not sure of having a child either, you're not sure of, then you freeze your eggs.
Yeah.
If you don't want to have a kid even after 35 also, and if you're ready for adoption, that's a very, very, very beautiful thing, and we need to clap them.
Yes,
Who has a big hearts like to adopt a child that belongs biologically not yours.
Exactly.
Give that love, support, care for them. That's a good thing. We have to cheer those people also. We should not look down towards them like they're not having kids, adopting. No, nothing like that. We need to cheer them up as well. So these are the things, 3 options you have. Plan. If you plan at a later date, freeze your eggs to have a healthy baby.
Yeah.
Not at all planning, go for adoption. If you don't want to do that also, enjoy your life.
That is also very nice. That is very nice.
Yeah.
Don't think too much, because the more we think, the more stress and the more difficult it is.
Yeah. That's what the times have changed. It's not like previously like what I am saying, I have a support system.
Exactly.
My parents took after my children, look after my children, this and that.
That
nowadays
it's
not possible. Even the parents are also professionals, or else they may be like too old to take care of the child.
Or in some other city.
They'll be 80 years old. How can they take care of your child?
Yeah.
So that is not possible. And it won't like, you can't sit back at home and look after the children. May not be possible financially.
Yes.
Then you have to work. And taking all these things into consideration, maybe sometimes the spouse may not want a child, you want a child, there will be an argument between that. So taking all these things into account, if you don't have a child also, don't take it like negatively.
Yeah.
Respect their situation.
Yes.
And
that is very good thing. That is very good thing that we can say to this generation's
generation and times have changed. We have to go according to that. But the motherhood is a sweet thing, like no words can explain it. It is an irreplaceable moment. Like if you want to enjoy it, go for it, enjoy it completely and thoroughly and happily without any negative thoughts. And don't worry about like how it will be, how my child will turn out, what complications will I have, how I'll raise my child, how much money do I want. Don't think of all those. If you want to enjoy it thoroughly.
That is a very, very beautiful way to end this, so that whoever is watching a video, they can also end it on a very positive note, like ma'am said till now. Take a chill pill, relax, don't think too much, don't jump to the negative conclusions.
No, don't jump to the negative. Well, if you decide to have or not to have also, don't take negatively.
And we have a lot of other options also to explore. Okay, we will wish our viewers very happy Mother's Day from me, Dr. Geetika from Doctress, and
Sneha. Happy Mother's Day to you, all the mothers out there.